cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Up on a ridge he rested as he went along his way, when all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged skies and with a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky. Oh, saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry in the sky. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky. All the horses smoking fire as they ride on, hear their cry. As the riders look on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell riding on our range, then
Why not? Yes, sir.
I put a supercharge on
The
this beat.
bitch.
I added some shit to my wrist. I put a supercharge on this beat. I spent it back on my dick. I put a supercharge on this beat. Brand new, I can't get it. I put a supercharge on this beat.
I'm not answering pussy, bro. Money's talking.
But I say to you that everyone who divorces his wife, except makes her an adulteress. Whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to the men of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform to the Lord what you have sworn. And I say to you, do not swear at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by the earth,
Probably bad.
for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head.
Yeah, probably the kitty cats fighting the yellow one.
Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from the evil one.
Seen Tom Tillis. Monkey.
Cool. Show a little bit of respect to Denmark and to Greenland. Figure out what part of Greenland we need to upfit our space base. The only instance of U.S. presence in Greenland now to the north. Take a look at a base that they offered to us for $1 and come up with a fiscally sound, sustainable way to project power needs by working with Canada and their icebreakers, which are necessary for us to navigate there. Working with Denmark and our Scandinavian and Arctic allies to really project the kind of power we need to deter China and Russia.
The German chancellor at the start of this.
I ate my leftovers last night. It was left of my steak and some salad, so I'm letting that digest a little bit.
Would you agree though with the chancellor that things are changing that rapidly?
Only if the chancellor allows it to. Look, if the NATO countries who came up short for decades would just admit that that was a mistake and then redouble their efforts, I think that this goes just like the hyperbolic language around Greenland is now almost, it's unbelievable that it was only 3 weeks ago, but it's almost in the distant past. I think we have to look ahead and recognize that the American people, the American Congress, and I believe the administration is behind it, but they're not wrong to point out the deficiencies of the past. Look, I've been in meetings where people talk about some of our social programs and how we should really step up with the European world, and then so let's just have an honest discussion with family members and get the family right.
Let's work through a few other issues here. European leaders this week also suggested that they're not taking retaliatory tariffs off the table. Back here at home, the House voted to essentially reject the president's tariffs on Canada after a bunch of Republicans joined with Democrats to make that happen in the House. If that ever comes up in the Senate, are you someone who would agree with that the tariffs against Canada should be stripped away?
Well, I've looked at what I think we need to do is get the USMCA modernization, the agreement on the table, and address that in the context of strengthening our relationship with Canada and Mexico. But we're a very important trading partner. We should build on our successes As I'm sure you know, a lot of the
That is like a wooden one.
exemptions because of the existence of USMCA. I think we have to learn to sort them out. I've expressed publicly concerns with a lot of the tariffs that were imposed. I still to this day
For the
can't figure
beans?
out
Or
Yeah, for the
Fritos?
beans and the,
tariff
for you
on
some in
Brazil
the
when we have a
potatoes.
trade surplus with Brazil. Those sorts of things are irrational to me. In other cases, I can justify it based on past behaviors of countries that we have a deficit with. But we need to be surgical and not use a blunt force object to negotiate trade relationships, particularly with China and Mexico, or I'm sorry, with Canada and Mexico.
Should your party be distancing itself more from the president, though, on tariffs, especially the closer it gets in November when the American public is not necessarily a fan of these moves?
See, I don't think it's a matter of distancing ourselves. That's what's wrong with Washington. We've gotten into this mode now to where we have some sort of a loyalty or fealty test because we either disagree. Oftentimes, it's not even the what, it's the how. I do think the what of holding countries that we have had chronic trade deficits with accountable is necessary. And if tariffs are required to get their attention, fine. But the how is a very surgical approach, not a blanket approach, not one that actually creates fraud and uncertainty, because that's not good for business. And the U.S., if anything else, is really good when we're at our best on certainty.
You reiterated this week you're going to block any confirmation hearings for new Federal Reserve chairman or board member until the Justice Department's investigation of Jerome Powell is, as you put it, resolved. Will there be confirmation hearings for Kevin Warsh, even if this
Johnny get a new key.
DOJ
He lost his
investigation
key.
of Powell's
Daniel has his key.
Well, let's make the distinction between
Daniel has his key.
a confirmation hearing and then a confirmation
His
markup.
boss.
Mr. Walsh is going to have to decide whether or not he wants to go through with
Because
this.
Dad's a
As
jackass.
I'm sure you know, once the nomination is over, there are certain restrictions
Boy,
on what he
donkey.
can do
Not very nice.
in his business life.
He's a
You
donkey.
don't want nobody to tell you that.
I hear that all the time.
Supporting
But
any
it's not nice.
confirmation of any
Behind closed doors and behind my back. I know
Oh,
it's
I
not
don't
nice.
like it, okay, okay.
Until this is
I don't
resolved.
want to
I think we had a young U.S. attorney with a dream trying to get the president's attention, not even consulting with the administration and big DOJ on something that maybe they thought they'd get brownie points for. It's not cute. And if this is only about 2 minutes of discussion that came before Chair Powell, that
Good talk.
prosecutor should listen to Republican members who said they didn't see any criminal intent or activity. And more importantly, the prosecutor should understand that the protocol normally would be a referral from the chair or a member of the committee to say, we think a crime was committed here. We've got a crime scene where 7 Republican members say no crime was committed. How hard is that to understand?
But when the Treasury Secretary said Friday there's a deal to at least hold confirmation hearings for Kevin Warsh to serve as the next chairman of the Federal Reserve, is he misguided on that?
Well, it's not a deal. That's a decision that the chair makes unilaterally in his capacity as chair. The decision I get to make is whether or not I allow a markup, and if I do allow a markup, how I vote. And I'm saying that until the matter is solved, I'm a no.
Understood. And when you say resolved, we want this investigation resolved, does that mean everything dropped by the Justice Department and other entities?
Well, keep in mind, everything is an investigation about 2 minutes of commentary.
Right.
Even for this guy, that's not hard to figure out.
You have been quite critical of the administration on a suite of issues, whether it's tariffs, how it's engaged in Europe, as you mentioned earlier, concerns about homeland security and whatnot. And you've said that it runs the risk of hurting your party going into November. So I'm curious, if the elections were held today, will Republicans hold on to the House and the Senate?
I think we hold on to the Senate. I have questions about the House, and some of that comes from what I believe may have been a little bit of overreach with respect to redistricting. Plus, you have a historic challenge of a midterm election after a presidential election. A lot of complexities in it. But we've got work to do. And again, my beef almost always relates to what I consider to be how things are being done. And I think the president has some advisors around him. You've heard me talk about Stephen Miller. You know my opinion about Christy Noem. These are people that don't look around corners and are not taking care of this president's legacy, and I intend to. And if I have to speak bluntly, that's what I'm going to do in my remaining time in the Senate.
Well, we appreciate you speaking bluntly with us this morning from the Munich Security Conference Center. Tillis, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Join me for a candid conversation with Maryland Governor Wes Moore.
I do want to be clear to the president respectfully. You do not determine my worthiness. God determines my worthiness.
Things that matter. A CBS News town hall tonight.
Go behind the label and see what America's really eating. 60 Minutes new CBS.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that...
You know they're making a bullet train like they got in China, so we can get to Dallas in like 11 minutes.
Now, weekdays on KHOU 11 Plus.
Yeah, they started working on it. Whenever I was up there, I was getting ads played through my MacBook, and they're showing me a lot of good stuff. But yeah, there has been a lot of traffic and a bunch of buildings.
You can trust. Help is just a handshake away.
Yeah, we'll be able to get it goes Houston to Dallas. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have one to go to San Antonio as well. You gotta take a little Chinese bullet train. Shoot.
I'll ban billionaires from making unlimited secret donations. I'll stop members of
I
Congress
know.
trading stocks. And I'll
Everything's made in China.
on those at the top to fund tax cuts.
Even you and I.
I'm James Talarico, and I approve this message because our government should work
Is that Charlie
with
Kirk?
not just billionaires.
Trump doesn't trust backstabbing D.C. Congressman Chip Roy because Roy betrayed MAGA. Chip Roy defended Liz Cheney, supported Trump's impeachment. Roy sided with the trans lobby to allow...
He got balls on his face. You saw that, Grandma? A bunch of baseballs on his face.
And Roy helped illegals avoid deportation. MAGA Mays Middleton defeated the atheists, kicked trans perverts
Hell
out of
yeah.
women's restrooms,
Trans
designated
perverts.
cartels as terrorists, and is fighting Sharia law. That's why Trump called Mays' conservative record second to none. MAGA Mays Middleton protects Attorney General.
That's it for us today. Thank you for watching. Martin will be back next week. Until then, for Face the Nation, I'm Ed O'Keefe.
Did you know your brain has 3 dimensions of memory?
Yep.
Working, short,
Fighting?
and long term. That's why we created Nariva Memory 3D. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva's revolutionary formula has clinically tested ingredients that support 3 dimensions of memory. Take it from me. An elephant
Might need some of that.
when you need to remember.
I might need some of that.
Nariva.
I'm gonna read.
Enterprise Financial. We know our clients are so much more than clients. They're conquerors and champions, parents and caretakers, believers and breadwinners. The goals that matter most to you matter most to us. Helping you achieve them is what we do best. With personal financial advice from an advisor you can trust and goal-based investing in solutions, it's no wonder we have a 4.9 out of 5 client satisfaction rating. Ameriprise Financial. Advice worth talking about.
Yeah.
In Texas, there are lines you don't cross.
Get your truck like that, Dad.
Hancock is fighting for Texas, for Trump and Governor Abbott's agenda, ensuring the state of Texas never sends taxpayer dollars to terrorists, cartels, or hostile foreign governments. He empowered local law enforcement with ICE grants to secure our communities, and he ended DEI, putting merit, safety, and Texas values first. Kelly Hancock, no excuses, just leadership that delivers.
Let's bring our tax
And then it's true.
lower property taxes, helping our communities safe, support men and women in need, support fast response time, and flooding by pumping water under traffic jobs. Use the slow channel on the hours of no federal income taxes.
That's why I keep going.
One Texas, one America. I'm David Plummer. Business.
Guess what I come from? So when you cook,
No hablo específico. Deben de hablar de mí si van a venir o no, pero
same ethos and that fighting spirit is exactly the reason why I am running for Senate. We will put Texas first, and in doing so, America will be a better country. I'm Wesley Hunt, and I approve this message. Bull crap.
That's what Steve Toth called Governor Abbott's plan to cut your property taxes. Time and again, Toth stands against Republicans. He voted with Democrats for higher property taxes. When law enforcement needed bulletproof vehicles, Toth opposed it. And when Houston communities needed extra flood protection, Toth voted no repeatedly. So whose side is Steve Toth on? Not Republicans. Fight to Win America Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising. Get your news and weather on your time. Download KHOU11 Plus.
This station is not responsible for and does not endorse any claims, products, or advertisers mentioned in this program. And disclaims any liability for any limitations, conditions, or quality.
This broadcast from Champion Forest is made possible in part by the prayers and generosity of viewers like you. Welcome to Champion Forest, a place to belong, a place to find purpose, a place to each week, Pastor Jared Stevens brings
She was saying that baby wasn't feeling good and they're going
to help you move forward in faith and direction. Wherever you are on your faith journey,
go shopping.
so grab your Bible and Pastor Jared for today.
Go shopping. I mean, grocery shopping always makes everything better.
Hebrews chapter 11. The title of the message today is The Faith Adventure. The faith adventure is the great adventure. And this is what we learn from the writer of Hebrews in chapter 11, this chapter known as the Hall of Faith. Now, like any Hall of Fame, you have various people who are known for being great at their craft. They are excellent in their particular area of expertise. They're the best of the best. And even in a Hall of Fame, you've got someone who did it better than anybody else. They're known as the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time. So in baseball, typically you think something like Babe Ruth. I mean, his name is synonymous with baseball. In basketball, it's Michael Jordan, all right? The greatest of all time. Well,
Michael Jackson.
the greatest of all time would be Abraham.
Me.
Writer of Hebrews, just 19 verses.
I go him, I go Abe, I go. Go back. That was a good Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Slayer. Oh, Willie Nelson, right there. Look, Willie Nelson. Look at him. Yeah, Willie Nelson, the family.
There's nothing to watch.
Willie Nelson and his family. Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Nah, Willie Nelson and his family. See the trailer at least. He's supposed to be making Weed Fest. Remember the Beer Fest spinoff? What you call it? Beer Festival? Supposed to be Weed Festival. Filming it right now. Yeah, I was watching.
Wrote his truth, but in an unbelievable way, he wrote mine.
I just love reading then. We were both.
Who is that hoochie? Looks like something Stacy would hit.
Like the sun, it rises every morning.
She's back.
Seen that one. Did you finish that one yet, Grandma? That one, School Spirits? You're the one that put me on it. No, I did watch it. I already seen it. I was asking if you finished it.
Excuse me.
The first concept album that I knowingly put together was The Red-Headed Stranger. I wanted it to be a movie. And I wanted to build all the sets
Now they control it.
the way that I thought they
Well, it's 10:35, so they're kind of technically on time.
Well, it's cold now.
I started out thinking what kind of town would we need.
It's like the Little Bears or whatever.
And then
Hansel and Gretel or whatever it's
we
called.
built a town here on the property that I own.
It's perfect too. Just heat up your own food. Luck. Luck is key.
Luck rings. When you're here, you're in luck.
Evening.
And when you're not, you're out of luck.
Well, it got too hungry, I had to get it out.
Where you get that jacket from? Those are the new ones?
From the school?
No.
Well, probably like 2 years. It's probably like 2 years old.
The new old ones?
Yeah.
I still got the classic.
How are y'all feeling?
I'm just better than this morning.
Are you still having belly issues?
I'm still going to the bathroom, but well, yeah.
She is a true individual.
She called me last week and said, what said, she said you get up and there's something wrong with the food.
He went and created
Ace
a
coloring?
genre.
No,
And that
no.
genre is what so
Huh?
many
See
of
this?
us see ourselves as today, that Americana, that sort of
Oh,
album
Ebola?
genre
Or
that
something
he
like that.
created
They
because there
can't
wasn't a
understand
place for
when
him
you
as
get
commercial
something,
country.
and I think
When I hear his voice and his
I had a letters there,
it just
The
kind
lettuce?
of feels like home to
but
me.
I took
That's
everything
what it
out.
really is.
and just left it inside, that's what I,
Very
and I think maybe that's what,
He's
that's what I'm thinking is why, what else could we do?
Yeah.
And it makes him special as
Yeah,
a
and
person.
everything, and, but I wanted some,
Storytelling is what it
I
is.
think we were
I
having,
realize a lot of people like Miles Davis,
chalupas, and I
jazz
said, I had to
musicians,
make it.
loved him so much. He's just
But now I'm hurt.
gifted
2 weeks without going to the
Yeah,
bathroom, and just sometimes it would just wash.
Yeah.
And I say we, I
Wow.
mean
You
collectively,
didn't give me any
the
medicine
industry, the
for
producers,
diarrhea or
the
Calm it
nothing?
down.
musicians.
No,
Willie was
she
so
just
far
said,
ahead
don't
of
eat
his
them.
time, and the
certain
rest of us
foods,
had a
so.
hard time catching up. Whiskey
And finally she called and said, it was around Thursday, I think. She said that that's what she told me, it was that, or something like that.
Wow.
Just keep doing what you're doing, and it'll learn all right, and,
Let it run its course even though it's taking 2 weeks.
yeah.
No, we went to Fort Worth to meet some girls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants to do, whatever he needs to learn, and
Wow.
fill in, and
Después tú le
scary.
put it Mary, young Mary, you need to sit down, no more. Yes, sir.
That's what I've been telling you. You better find a read, the one to read one. And
Right.
try to work it out when you're with me. Don't get it and just say, I'm in it. No, you have to work.
I think it'll be a while for Logan.
Huh?
I think it'll be a while for
Oh,
Logan.
yeah, for him to say that.
He's not ready for all that.
He's having too much fun.
I think it'll happen when he's not, not expecting it though. Like, I think he's just gonna meet somebody and then realize he can't do that.
It could be a little bit longer.
You can't find one yet? Don't you got one?
I can't live without her.
Nigga needs to get him a sugar mom.
I watched a lot of big old Western movies.
I'm gonna start pimping him out. All this talk, oh, I'm gonna pimp you out, but nah, reverse Uno out, checkmate.
That's one reason that I learned to ride a horse.
If he doesn't miss it,
That's really what I wanted to do.
Yep. You won't be home till about Friday.
My goodness.
just make a little bit more money, that's good.
That's what I said, we got a wedding to pay for.
Yeah, that's
I was
right.
thrilled to have my own guitar. You know, I think it cost $8 and that was
No,
probably
not
too
that
much.
close.
It still was a guitar and I could make it play a little bit.
Willie and I, we learned to play music because our grandmother and grandfather loved music. And I remember my grandmother stood at the treble end of our piano and decided that
Bobby
Willie and I
Nelson.
were going to learn to play together. Willie could play some chords and Willie would listen to me practice. And pretty soon we were learning how to coordinate our music.
We met everybody, that's my sister Bobby, you met her playing the piano.
Sister Bobby has always been the best musician in our band. Played piano. Church. And I grew up listening to her, sitting at the piano stool next to her.
I don't know if you listen to me. He's so smart.
Porque te sientes no te quieres sentar acá, aquí está mi gordita, mira.
Gordita.
Mi gordita que me regaló mi hijo, una mexicana, mira.
¿Quién te la regaló?
Shannon.
¿Shannon?
Yeah.
Pero ni nos regala nada, el cabrón.
Es para los dos, dijo.
Avocado Street from
Mexico.
That's Grandpa's girlfriend? That's your girlfriend, Grandpa? That's your girlfriend?
You better not say that with her. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's you, Grandma.
Okay.
We just gotta get you your white horse now. That's all. What's her name? Her horse. Her horse. You gotta name your horse, Grandma.
El mío.
Our father was no one who could count.
Oh, no tenía nombre. He didn't have a name.
Horse.
Horse.
Guayo, guayo.
April of 1933. There's some controversy on what day exactly, the 29th and the 30th, around midnight, and so nobody's ever been 100% sure. His mom and dad were young, and they just weren't ready to have kids.
Having a parents course in that day and age, that's going to affect
Mm.
and how people see
How young is she?
because he had the benefit
One
of
taco.
his grandmother and grandfather to raise him.
Tortilla no good.
My grandparents, Mama and Daddy Nelson. Mom and Daddy Nelson gave Bobby and me two gifts that saved our lives. Love and music.
I don't know if it's my.
My grandmother stressed the importance of breathing way down the diaphragm, she called it. I found out that's probably
Working, no
as
more.
much healthier than you.
Over there, too many people. Where you working now?
Mom and Daddy Nelson played music as
Oh, too many people yesterday.
praise the Lord.
I keep forgetting that I have to
Anchored
take
us,
medicine.
raised us, and kept us, so he tried to keep me on the straight and narrow.
Every evening, a lot of people.
Three things to do, fight, fuck, and relax.
I wish I would love
We
to
did
leave
fight a
those
lot every day.
Let's go, wanna go?
Now you would have been trained here with you.
Hey, you got some.
Yeah, but they have.
They got some.
It's expensive.
We'll go. Next Friday.
You eat?
One.
Okay.
It's not that much.
The farmers in the area would come down and tell us where they
You want $10 for a pound of shrimp? Maybe with that.
It ain't too bad either. The corn's pretty good.
Corn.
Can you invite us to go whenever it's so let's just.
The sweetest, best in this world.
And so let's birthday we went over there.
Oh my God, my ears.
And for me and April was $20.
$20.
10 pound, a pound of shrimp for me.
Dad, can you put
She got
subtitles
a
on?
full sandwich. It was like
Never mind.
$27. Maybe maybe top $30. It wasn't much, cause if it was more than that, I'd been good somebody. Oh. Like, I get no corn, so I can't eat corn. I mean, I can eat corn, but I
Okay, want to try to stand it?
no, I can't eat potatoes. So.
At all?
¿Vas a traer dos?
And mix it up, I eat but I don't know.
I eat sweet potatoes, so that's it.
No, tienes un cara,
So how's your blood sugar? Are you checking it today?
Grandma, you got any coffee?
Every morning.
It's gone down?
When the day was at one.
Huh? Johnny Dane? Johnny
This
Dane?
morning was 177.
Chinese dude? Johnny Dane from Houston? Houston.
I got the grant, so I don't know. I didn't ask her about that program.
Johnny? Look him up. Hey, so Johnny Dane on YouTube. Louis Vuitton backpack when I walk. You know.
Frank told me that they had leave on that.